Hello everyone, thank you for joining TOK PIKSA. In this edition, we move away from the studio interviews and look at the trade delegation to Indonesia that ended up with more than just securing businesses, and also a report on how rural electrification has brightened up a dark side of remote Buang in the Morobe Province. Bilateral relations taken to a new level. That's how it is now between Papua New Guinea and Indonesia, our northwestern neighbor we share a common land border with. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill led a big trade delegation that had just about everything, as businesses and trade opportunities were explored. About a dozen landmark agreements were signed, ensuring closer cooperation between the two countries. Our reporter Meredith Kusa was part of that delegation.
Indonesia lies west of Papua New Guinea. It's a Southeast Asian country comprising over 17,000 islands. It has a population of 238 million, making it the fourth most populous country in the world. It's the world's 16th largest economy by GDP and the 15th largest by purchasing power. The Indonesian archipelago has been an important trade region since at least the 7th century. But it's only recently that its closest neighbor, Papua New Guinea, has shown interest in trading with it. The largest trade delegation from PNG traveled to its capital, Jakarta, last Sunday, led by Prime Minister Peter O'Neill. They were given a red carpet welcome. On Monday, as is a custom to many official visits, the PM paid tribute to the country's past leaders at the Heroes' War Cemetery. Later in the afternoon, bilateral talks were held with President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono at the Presidential Palace. In attendance were several government ministers from both the PNG and Indonesian side. It was a historical occasion with 11 bilateral binding documents signed. The agreements include a basic agreement on border arrangements, a memorandum of understanding for cooperation in fields of diplomatic training, an extradition treaty, an agreement relating to air transport, a memorandum of understanding concerning petroleum and energy resource development, a MOU on education cooperation, higher education cooperation, a memorandum of understanding in mineral resource development, tourism cooperation, and a memorandum of understanding on sports cooperation. Both leaders hailed the agreement, saying it was the beginning of a new chapter between the two nations.
Capacity building and technical training.
The Indonesian president, speaking in Bahasa, described the agreements as comprehensive and allowing for more people-to-people contact. It will also allow for more capacity building and technical training. O'Neill said the agreements finally set a foundation for both countries to form a meaningful relationship.
We also welcome the opportunity for us for a soft border management arrangement that is in place today. And we welcome the opportunity for our own people to engage with the people of Papua and West Papua especially in their day-to-day living. So, Mr. President, we have always maintained that West Papua and Papua are the integral part of Indonesia. We respect the sovereignty of that arrangement that is in place. But I want to stress here that we, Papua New Guinea, stand ready to assist in whatever way we can in managing some of the challenges that we continue to face in those two provinces.
The West Papuan issue was discussed briefly, with West Papuans seeking membership in the Melanesian Spearhead Group. The question was put to Prime Minister Peter O'Neill on his views.
We have been encouraged by the President's encouragement, where he stated that we can engage more with our people in West Papua in terms of managing some of the issues that we have. So we are going to participate in that.
On the business front, the opportunities for both countries are endless. President of the PNG Business Chamber of Commerce and Industry, John Lay, said now it's time for both sides to identify specific areas of interest.
A lot of opportunities, whether it be in oil and gas or telecommunications and agriculture. We're talking to them about possible support for TVET, vocational training and this kind of thing. There are a whole range of areas where there could potentially be opportunities for Indonesia to assist Papua New Guinea and vice versa for Papua New Guineans to use Indonesia as a market for various kinds of products such as fish, timber products, value-added timber products, and a range of other things that we'll only really know once there's been further dialogue between the business communities in the two countries.
An MOU on cooperation in trade and investment was signed during a business breakfast. The air services agreement that will allow for Air Niugini flights into Bali is another welcome business intervention. It's scheduled to take effect in early August.
It's closer to Papua New Guinea, and out of Bali there are 24 international operators that operate every day. Also, Bali is connected to Perth. There are 3 flights per day from Bali to Perth. So hopefully Bali will be an attractive destination for many of the people, not only out of Papua New Guinea, but who may connect from our flights from Fiji, from Nadi Airport in Fiji, through Port Moresby and on to Bali.
It was agreed by the delegation that travelled to Jakarta that PNG can learn a lot from Indonesia in terms of capacity building and upskilling of the human resource. Heading back to PNG, the Prime Minister was also given a red carpet farewell. The new binding relationship with Indonesia has opened new doors, but only time will tell if what has transpired at the political level will in fact be beneficial for everyone in the long run.
TOK PIKSA. The place is beautiful, the people are industrious. Buang in the Morobe Province poses a lot of challenges. That's just about the mix for an area far removed from Ley City. Oh, but there is always light at the end of the tunnel. True, literally. Hundreds of houses at Buang are now getting electricity for the first time. And as in many districts, it is difficult to separate the politician from service delivery. In this next report from Scott Wide, how Bulolo MP Sam Basil has worked hard to light up a dark corner of his electorate.
The Buang area in the Morobe Province reveals its true beauty every morning as the sun creeps over the mountains, revealing breathtaking cliffs and slender waterfalls that plunge into the rivers below. The people once lived in relative isolation because of the poor roads and the distance from Ley and the district capital of Bulolo. Like many other parts of Morobe, 70% of service delivery funding is taken up by the cost of transportation and logistics. Over the years, development has taken a piecemeal approach, leaving many people without much hope of ever improving their way of life. But it's a place that's being transformed slowly and surely. For the first time in many years, confidence is returning. It's early morning and we've come to the home of the Keramu family. The fireplace is where important family decisions are made and meals are eaten. On the wall is evidence of the transition that has happened in the last 18 months. A fluorescent light has replaced the aging kerosene lamp.
Rati karaprong, try pramoden, big prawara, rati right rom mi praogeta na mi prayamamas. Before mi pray, you know what, desra ting rong right by cam, no what. Tasur dreaman bro memba mi mikim desra no na mi prayarim. Osem, I think by you mi must put him right. Na mi pray no tingo sim barati kam. Na mi prating true rati kam by you mean by stop wrong. Karasin na right by you mean by him tasur.
On the fire, water boils in a blackened kettle. But the mother and father of the house tell me that when it's too wet to gather firewood in the morning, they use an electric jug or an electric stove.
Nami sabi rati mo kisimpit-pit na rati mo sempaya na luki mo inset na lo mi plasa isrip longen. Na now rati kami emi mamas. Mi start tasol mi walking birum mi ron lo gande ni kam start tasol. Rati stop mi kam mi mamas na mi walking birum nambat na mi stop. Brisa stop. Nongat payaw time nongut mbloroen. Mi kuklo stop tasol na kekena stop.
Ook het something bro town no sem Ryan bro town ya. Mi praksitu one kind of presto. Na mi processare ice pro na sampra mit one tem. Na prani something mi prangatrem na mi presta. Mi processare trem bipoya mo se na right cam na ook het something isitation.
Life is still simple, but this time with the added conveniences of urban living. The Buang are an industrious people. They fix their own roads without asking for government and political handouts. They supply a portion of the food that ends up in Ley and Bulolo, and once they controlled a major share of Morobe's urban transport system.
Bos blol piens pawabin salim toksay lo kansol lo disla tembaul kamna mipla bay el primolo clean up lo road lo pawabaron na mipla ammas tasol mipla one ber tasol lo service bakam light bakam lo mipla so mipla el primol tasol saposoli lagim lo gim liklik bay money bay kam set lo community lo kam lo nem lo community tasol lo el prim community bay na pay mipla one mipla ammas lo pawaba mas kam lo mipla.
Electricity has complemented the skills of these hard-working people.
Screen, radio, deck, blol sabara bem. Ino need lum la karim go out. O sa kari kam lian, am la sa wokin lian. Miet sa wok lian, wokin mol. Straight radio, deck.
Solomon Giame is a self-taught electrician. Electricity has made it possible for him to start a small repair business in his home.
Now ono sa need him no go vegan because power am come vegan finish na. Mila luki life lo place mo sem town gen. How mila staff. Mila no film no sem mila la go velo town. Mi tu am miles lo go velo town. You want something mi ba need lo work le me. Mi work lo place na staff. Fix mo something na. Mila kisim something don man bara wo kam. Mila fix him pani samda li coins num danas. Stalo place o sem na staff.
Solomon also points out that electricity has dramatically reduced the number of young men and women going to Ley City seeking jobs and urban conveniences.
I'm looking big less any strength. I'm not now league young blood stable now before I was ono say deck radio TV screen and one something. So because lo power come I'm sending him o power ma tu we sample all losem ono sa experience in this laga in life lo town before o stalo place no looking minute no bago lo painim this laga in something ago lo town gen o stabem no o geta li mangilia mo sa mo masjol o stalo light o watching TV screen lo place na mo tinesem town mo stable one something lo town mo looking lo place na minute no bago out lo town gen.
Because of the poor road condition, vehicle maintenance costs have long remained high, but that's slowly changing. Petrus Keramu, a mechanic, has plans to set up a small workshop in his village.
Time power come back to place, me no need to stop more town.
With electricity, he has been able to slash repair costs by half.
Car tu bagara plongam tu mi pray no need lo karim go lo workshop lo town now. Ol PMB car rain blow and brook mi plan by cookim lo yet mi plan by walking house lo car lo ya. Mi plan by welding one something and brook lo car mi plan by walking lo ya. So kind of sem now mi plan can come up in workshop lo mi play at lo place. So mi play no need lo go lo town lo pining workshop mo. So mi plan by walking panel shop mi plan by walking degree called workshop lo welding mo line.
Buang is like many districts where the government service delivery mechanism isn't working as it should, either because of the lack of trained personnel or poor management in the local level government system.
People know the LG manager law, warrior, and they are doing nothing about it to put an LG manager there.
The politician in this case has become the main driver behind service delivery.
Is that we have to make sure that we train our LG managers properly. And let's transfer all the functions down to the local level government. I really think that the local level government should have their own district energy treasury. They should write their own checks here. And they should have their own administration here. They must not go into the district administration to further get another directives or authorization from them. They have to deal everything from the local level government.
In Buang, it's difficult to separate Bulolo MP Sem Basil from the Buang Rural Electrification project.
This is the MSK units. The district paid for everything. One house cost about 3,000 kina. Once we install that, PNG Power comes and puts the meter here. And the people in the village can pay for their electricity by mobile phone, digital. So we already have digital coverage here. And then we are putting three lights, one in the bedroom, one in the living room, and one in the external, outside. And they all come with their binocle holder, and that's what we paid for. We have high voltage line, and then service line, and then installation. So every house cost me...
Using government funding from the District Services Improvement Program, or DSIP, the district is spending more than 2 million kina to connect hundreds of houses to the main PNG power grid.
The other one go to the light inside, and the other one go to the bedroom. And the other one is for jug, or computer, or whatever appliance they want to use. Now, it's called MSK because it's minimum supply kit, called by PNG Power. When they want to change the house, our electrician will come and just remove this box, disconnect from the wire, remove this box, and then they build a new house, and then they'll come back and put the box again.
It looks like a small change, but when all these houses are connected, the cost of fuel per household will be reduced by 70%.
Now, ba mi malolo locating firewood. Mi want a man blow me ba malolo locating firewood. Now, ba mi to play using all one stove tasol cook or washing machine. Backside blum plus a pen la brushing all clothes la stonia. Now, one play using washing machine.
Rida lo bipo na gam. Am lo miet meeting osem. Uno kan dislakain sabe o sem sabe lo ting lo man lo plus lo saling pawa kam na. All ting molet lo town lo. Stop lo town na using power na dislakain all no ting lo line lo plus lo. Put the power come through by line lo plus to mas service of one kind of small town.
Connecting electricity to Buang posed major challenges for the PNG power team.
Plantitai waratait or landslide or grand brook na sa mplaksim big la challenge trelos na even landscape lo plus na prino good mas.
Ope Pileru is the foreman heading the PNG power team responsible for Buang's electrification.
Buang atin bitin and winim or narpla Rural Electrification program iblaranim. Why me to because member blows and basically pulimol HV line ko. The same time in pulimol low voltage line, same time in ministolimol all MSKs. Na display mi lugam mi more money na more time na I'm giving service to people don't go through. Some club mi pla pulim to HV line na all people in oxem
service. Or some local MSK installations line. But the difference one time temple in power line go, same time wiring mouse blown again power all the one time.
Buang's mountains and galleys stretched the team's limited resources and manpower. Much of the work had to be done by hand because it was difficult to get heavy equipment into the area.
Side log me gaining more experience confronting all kind of terrain and stuff kind. Same time to some all some give confidence me carry out all kind of project.
The district's high illiteracy problem is also being slowly tackled. At the opening of the Rural Electrification project, Sem Basil told the Buang people that he expects more from Buang students in terms of academic performance because they can now study at night.
Power and changing life for you. Time, beginning, you like study, and by study light. Now this plan, me expect him was in 10, 15 years time, me expect him intelligence level, blow you mean Buang, he must increase because plenty beginning now, or by reading book, now plenty beginning now, or by studying inside the house floor. Me expect him production level, blow or papa, lo coffee garden, now lo garden, lo kai lo gosalim lo lay, me expect him was production blow you, and me must increase. Why? Because time you make a revel lo straight him lo night, by you see now lo house lo light. Now you play community can straight him heavy play lo night. Time light, you play talk lo one him heavy, you play straight him lo daytime. So that I may cut him down time. I may cut him down time, na morning sunny kirap, na pisin kirap, but you kirap one kind of a mall na go lo garden.
We continue with that report out of Leh. Not only has rural electrification been an economic benefit to the people of Buang, it has also helped education of children there. Teachers' absenteeisms and poor performances have been problems, not anymore. Scott White continues.
Primary school time power no come inside plenty work long typing na photocopy mi pla karen na book about sambla time road kari bagarap bla all teacher karen dusa na gulo lay.
Mofanu Zurete, the principal of Wagao Primary School, says rural electrification has caused more positive change in the last 18 months than any other development in the last 30 years.
Time power me come inside lo here mi pla looking this work long karen more paper na book about them mi pla ba make mo gara here long school yet. Na power coming to help more picking plenty. Our teacher using photocopy machines. We all school got finish long and long. Only passing place in generator. We buy more photocopy machine. Something was in putting Mr. finish. But time power coming to and we browsing the heavy bloom. We buy diesel na car in the walk about. Some blood road car in Bagara. We buy car in diesel long. Have a car in Lucin plan and plaza car in coming. So this is heavy now. We buy finish now. And power coming to and we make him over. So walk coming to school yet.
Rural electrification has also complemented what the Bulolo district already has, a 3G mobile network. For teachers and students, this means access to new information, internet libraries, e-books, and teaching aids. The mobile network coverage has also cut down on teacher absenteeism.
Yeah, plenty time or teachers time fortnight losing school like go out na start long time, but time mobile banking na this our services come inside. I'm making work teachers through or was them. Time lo fortnight or second balance also looking money misalo account finish or go long kisim money na come back in so I'm no making more teachers stop long time or go to na come back in help more picking in long classroom.
Buang now has bigger dreams. A Chinese company with expertise in building hydropower plants has been invited to build a hydropower generation facility. It hasn't been revealed how much money the Chinese company has invested in the project, but when completed, the Buang people who own the land and the water will become part owners in this project that will sell additional power to the main PNG power grid that supplies Ley City and Bulolo.
We have Hidden Valley. Hidden Valley requires 90 megawatts. Currently, they are short supplied 50 to 60 megawatts. They are generating their own 50 or 60 megawatts out of the 90. And also Hidden Wafi, when it comes up, it will require 150 megawatts, and we don't have that. So such partnership is very good for the country, and especially the rural people. They need to engage in such economic activity where they do have such a power plant in the area that will generate income for them, rather than the government owning power plants like Yonki and Rona in Port Moresby. We would like this kind of project to be duplicated in many parts of the country. As soon as they lock in on how many megawatts they can produce and how much the project will cost, then they can work the sums up to see how the landowners can be affected in. But I can guarantee that it will be better than Yonki landowners, it will be better than the Bayun landowners. They will be benefiting more than those landowners who just receive royalties.
Along with the Rural Electrification project, another major need is being addressed.
Front road, I'm taking close to 7-8 hours to travel.
This new road being constructed from the main Ley Bulolo highway into Buang cuts down traveling time from 4 to 2 hours.
But time if I got this big road coming inside, Gebensis that come inside. Time would be good blood time. I was taking 1 hour 30 minutes something long travel to Wagao, na go around Gebensis, na Biangolo Ley. This help me big blood through. Some time road carry bakarap long into me walk about so long shortcut road go to Gebensis na help me blood teacher walk about go walking banking na kind of son black and back end so help me blood big blood.
So me black heavy or so mama carry more pigin na all pain hard lo karim na all big blood cards na or this bla me plus a pain hard lo go out lo big house time road bagarap because lo up lo me play ga plenty rain na road blom plat me in a strong to mass and plenty time road is a brook na me plus a pain hard lo go out lo market too time all mama I bungi mol kai gablo lo go out lo market mi play walk lo pain hard too lo go lo disla so all transport lo mi play all PMs blom play all in no say move all no say come inside plenty time so plenty time mi plus stop 1 week lo waiting car lo come inside na bian mi play exim kai go outside lo all mama exim kai go outside lo market.
This is still work in progress. It hasn't yet been gravelled, nor has the drainage been constructed, and it's still difficult travelling during the wet season. As more funding is made available, this will become the main road connecting Ley to the Buang area. This road will also be a launching pad for a new road linking Salamoa in the Huon Gulf district for the first time.
Scott Whitey ending this edition of TOK PIKSA, our weekly news and current affairs production. Until another show at the same time today week, thank you for watching.